Libra, thanks for visiting. This is your reading for February the 12th. Yes, I'm sorry about that. To February the 17th. I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to get right on to your reading and get this out to you as quickly as I can. The first card you have your post is the Hanged Man. Yeah, I'm seeing a really long drawn out process. I think this might have something to do with money, actually. I think this was a really big thing in your life. This was a really big thing that you were trying to change. It was like a big life change. And I think this was something that, you know, you were trying to set up or put into place so that this would save you money, a lot of money actually. It might have been something like, you know, moving to a new area that was less expensive, or it might have been something like remortgaging a home, or it might be opting out of some big thing that you'd been in and paying off, or it might have been you're getting out of a business or something like that. But whatever this was going to make a huge difference, a really big positive difference to your finances, and you're trying to kind of organize that. So yeah, this was going to take time, and I think you're really a bit frustrated actually with this. I think you wanted it to happen a lot quicker than it was happening. I'd love to be able to tell you that this is going to move forward really quickly from now on, and you know, there'll be no problems and it'll go really fast for you. But it is going to take more time. I am seeing this running over even into a few more months at least. This might take several months for it to happen, but don't give up on this. Don't give up on this, because it will happen for you. I'm seeing that it will. It is still going to be a long process, and it's probably still going to be a painful process. That's all I have to tell you. I can't tell you what I'm not seeing. So the last card you have your past is Death. I think someone might have been trying to contact you, connect with you. Really trying to, and I think this was someone who you wanted to put behind you, really. I'm actually seeing this might be an obsession. There's some kind of obsessive thoughts or obsessiveness around this. I don't think this person acted on everything they were thinking. I think what they really wanted to do was to text and call you over and over again. I think they did text you, I think they were contacting you, but not as many times as they would have liked to. But I think you still sensed this obsession. I think you still knew this is how they were feeling. I don't want to worry you or anything like that. I'm not seeing them doing anything crazy to you. And yeah, I think you might know who this is. I've got that feeling that you know who this is. But for some reason, I don't think you're able to block them. I think you would have if you could have, but for some reason you can't. I don't know why this is. I think it might, you know, it might be that you work with them, or it might be that they're an ex that you have a child with. There's some reason why you have to keep on being connected to this person. But whoever this is, they want more with you, obviously, but clearly you don't want more with them. I mean, you'd love to put an end to all of this. You'd love to put it to death. Not them, but this situation. You definitely weren't interested in them, and you're not now either. And, you know, with this Hanged Man, these two situations I'm seeing. There's a lot of frustration around this, and I think, you know, you're frustrated with this person, and you're frustrated with, you know, what's going on in the Hanged Man, this big long process. They're dragging on, and you'd really love to see the back of them. But you know, the Death card's inevitable, so eventually they will probably give up on this, or they will. I won't say probably, because it's a Death card. And, you know, I can see you were making it clear to them that you weren't interested in this, if this is all resonating with you. And eventually they will give up on this after time, but I think it's going to take time before they do. And I think you might be seeing someone else anyway. There's someone else around you who's close to you in some way as well, so that's another reason why you're not interested in this person. The last card you have your past is the Star. So yeah, this person was definitely physically attracted to you. They were watching you, probably on social media, probably wherever else they could. They might have been driving past your place if they live near you. Again, don't worry, they're not going to do anything scary to you. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to even say anything to you. But they might be doing things like, you know, instead of driving some way, they go in an out, roundabout way to kind of go past your house just to see whose car's out there and all of that kind of thing. This person just couldn't see the reality. They just couldn't see the reality of what was going on. And they had hope. They had hope, in the star card. This card is about hope as well. But yeah, they just could not see the reality. They could not see that you weren't interested in them, even though you told them that. What I'm seeing is that there's this pattern in this. I'm seeing there's a pattern in this. What happens is they lay low for a while. They don't call you, they don't text you, they don't do anything for a while. And then they suddenly come out and start again. So if this resonates, I think you might just have to wait this out. I know that's probably frustrating to hear. I'd love to tell you I had some amazing insights or advice or something, but I think, there are going to be more of these cycles where they're going to call you all over again, call and text and whatever, and then they're going to be quiet, and then it's going to happen again. So that's going to keep on happening to you, I'm sorry to say. But you do have the Death card, so it's inevitable that this is going to come to an end eventually. So if you are really stressed, if you're getting through this, just remember that this is going to come to an end at some time. The first card you have for your present is the Ace of Cups. So yes, you do have someone else around you. You have someone new around you. There's a lot of love here. There's a lot of emotion between you. I don't know if this is... I am seeing this as a new relationship. I don't know if it's really, really new, but obviously it's new compared to this other old one. So I'm seeing... I'm just saying that because I'm saying old relationship, new relationship, and I'm seeing new because this is the newer person. But yeah... I'm just seeing, again, I don't want to make you feel paranoid, but if you live anywhere near this person in the Death card, or if you're going to be around anywhere where you think they might be, where you think you might bump into them, just be a little bit careful. I'm not saying you have to sneak around, of course. I'm not saying that. You haven't done anything wrong and you're not doing anything wrong. But if this person sees you together as a couple, it might trigger another kind of round of these texts or phone calls to you or whatever. Now, you might just know that that's going to happen that night. That might not be too much of a problem for you. I mean, you don't like it, but I think I think you might just come to the, you might just realizing that they're going to just do this anyway. And they're already watching on social media anyway, so it might not make much difference. That might be what you're thinking, whether I go out near them, whether I don't, whether they see me or not, they're going to just react like this anyway. Sorry, I know I was messing up my words. I'm sorry about that. I was just trying to articulate what I was seeing and it wasn't coming out properly. But all I'm seeing in this is, there's just... someone's triggered very, very easily. They have a lot of problems, obviously, and they're triggered very easily. So I was just trying to say to you, just be careful that you're not kind of triggering something. But none of this is your fault, and I think they're probably going to be like that anyway. There's just so much emotion in this card coming to you from two different areas, obviously. From this person you're seeing, positive emotion coming from this person you're seeing, emotion coming from the other person, tears coming from the other person, anxiety coming from the other person. So you've got this huge amount of emotion coming to you from these two different areas. Yes, there's the siren. Watch out for that person. The next card you have for your present is the Nine of Wands. Yes. I think this might have something to do with this process that you're going through in the Hanged Man. I am actually seeing you coming up against a barrier or even a brick wall, and you're going to try and push against this. It's going to be very tricky, very difficult. You might even feel as if you're banging your head against the brick wall, like this poor man with a bandage around his head. I'm not saying you're going to be stuck in front of this wall forever, but I think you might have to change the way you approach this. I'm seeing some kind of meeting or negotiations, and I think you're going to have to just change your thinking in some way. I hope this makes sense. I'm just seeing you trying to keep on pushing forward in the same way, like pushing in the same way over and over again. And the way you're pushing or the way that you're going isn't going to work. You're going to have to just find some kind of different way, a different path. I think you're just going to have to think in a completely different way, a creative way maybe. What I know I'm not making sense. I'll try. I'm going to try and articulate this for you properly. What I think is going to happen is, I think you'll be feeling really frustrated for a while. You'll be pushing along in the same direction, and then you'll suddenly have some sort of creative breakthrough, and then you'll be able to move forward and solve this problem. This is going to happen really quickly. The idea is going to come quickly, and then there'll be this fast execution of this idea, and then that's going to help this whole process to push forward really quickly. So this is a positive. This is really, really positive for you. And again, I'm sorry, I'm messing my words up. The last card you have your present is the Knight of Pentacles. So again, I don't mean to repeat myself, but I'm seeing the same thing again. I'm seeing this knight, this slow knight on a workhorse, working really hard, doing things really thoroughly, doing things really slowly. There's also a golden coin that he's holding, a golden idea, and sometimes yellow can represent thought, intellect. So yeah, I'm seeing you moving along slowly until you come up with this creative idea. As I was seeing in the Hanged Man, this is something that's going to save you money. So obviously this idea is represented by a coin. And then after you come up with this idea, things are going to happen very quickly for you. I think also this is about you being a lot more mature than you used to be. I think that once you would have rushed ahead with this, you would have pushed forward or given up altogether. This is showing me that you're a lot more mature. You're a very different person than you were, and I think you were very different maybe 1 or 2 years ago, probably 2 years ago, because something happened to you 2 years ago to change your life around and make you a different person and make you more mature than you used to be. So once you would have rushed this and then given up and gotten really angry, but at this time you weren't doing that. You kept on trying, you're pushing, you're thinking, you're going a bit slowly like the Knight of Pentacles, and then you came up with this idea, and then you were able to push through this barrier. And yeah, again, I'm seeing this 2 years. I'm seeing this change 2 years ago. I don't know what happened 2 years ago. It might be something like a new job or something, because I am seeing that people started watching you at this time, watching you in some way. Maybe you were a teacher, maybe you became a teacher, because I am seeing you teaching people. It might be that you have a channel on here and people are watching you. It might be something. It's something where people look up to you and you're teaching them. You have to be a better example to them. So you changed your life around to be able to be a better example to them. It might be that you had children and that changed you. That made you more responsible, more patient, because you knew you were an example to them and you had to teach them. It was something that happened around 2 years ago. So I'll go on with your next card. The first card you have for your future is the Hierophant. So yeah, I think this relationship that you're in, this newer relationship, I think it might end up being a very serious relationship. Actually, it might even lead to marriage if this is something that you believe in. Some people don't believe in marriage, but if you don't, it's going to be something quite serious, or it has the potential to be something very serious. Yeah, this could be very serious actually. I am seeing that there'll be a lot of things if you do want marriage with this person, if this is a legal process that you'll have to go through, which is what marriage is. I think you're going to have to sort through a few things first. I think you might have some loose ends that need to be tied up. I don't know if you have an old legal problem or something like that, something that you have to sort out first, because you had a very different life in your past. That's what I keep on seeing. You had a very different life in your past. Something changed 2 years ago. You moved forward and improved yourself. But if you want marriage, I don't know if you do, but if you do, there's something you're going to have to sort out from your past practically before you're able to do this. Now, I don't think this person who you're seeing is going to be upset about that if they find out this. I think they're a very understanding person. So I'm not seeing them holding whatever this is against you. I think it's just going to be about sorting through a practical problem. That's what I'm seeing. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is there might be a few potential problems, or problems even, that you're having between you and your family. I think you might be going against some family traditions or something like that. And again, I think this is around this change that you made 2 years ago. I think you're a certain kind of person, and then you made a change. And I think these people might not like, or some of these people, or one of these people, don't like that change in you. And I think they're struggling to adjust to the new you. That's what I'm seeing. But I think eventually they're going to have to adjust. This is how you are now. You're not going back to how you used to be, and that's a good thing. I am seeing that this is a very good thing. You are the true you. You are the true you. The next card you have for your future is the Two of Swords. So yeah, again, you've changed. Someone else doesn't like it. That's what I'm seeing. Someone who's in your family. I am seeing a traditional person. It might be your father. I am seeing an older man, so it might be an uncle, it might be an old family friend, male friend, or it might even be the head of a church. If you used to go to church and you don't anymore, or even if you still do, you might have changed your opinions on something, and it might differ from this person. And I'm seeing churches and religion, because, you know, the Hierophant's above this card as well. But yeah, there is going to be some clash between you and someone. This more kind of, this very traditional person. I'm not seeing anyone backing down. I think you're just going to have to end up walking away from this person. I'm not seeing you cutting ties with this person, but you are going to be distancing yourself. I think you're just going to realize that you don't agree, they don't agree, there's no point, they're not backing down, you're not going to back down, so you're just going to walk off. That's what I'm seeing with that card. Yeah, the last card you have for your future is the Knight of Wands. Yeah, just be a bit careful with your temper around this person. I think you might have known this person. Again, I'm seeing you might have known this person for a long time. You might have grown up with them. That's why I'm seeing a kind of a father figure, older male figure, who watched you grow up maybe. And again, I'm seeing an older man. So this is a male. This is a man. You do have a long history with this person, but I think you also have a lot of old resentments around this person. And if it is your father, or if it is someone that brought you up, you might have some resentments about the strict traditional way that they brought you up. It might be that. And I think this resentment might have built up over the years, maybe, if this is all resonating with you. And I think when this clash is going on, when this clash I'm seeing here is going on, they might say a few things about your past or about their past, and that might trigger off some old memories and these old resentments, and that might trigger your temper. So you don't agree with each other, you're never going to agree with each other on a lot of things. But be careful not to say anything that you might regret. Now, I don't mean that because someone's older, you can't say anything to them if they're being horrible to you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to just automatically respect everyone because they're older. It is nice to do that, but it's not automatic. If they're a horrible, nasty person, if they've broken the law, if they've done something really horrible, of course not. But I think that if you do lose your temper with this person, you will regret it. You will regret it. So just be very careful around this. Try to rise above whatever they say. Try to minimize any drama before it escalates. And again, you are going to walk away. You are going to distance yourself. So just do that. Just walk away from this. That's what I'm seeing you're going to have to do there. I'm sorry if this is such a dramatic reading. The whole thing's quite dramatic and over the top. But this is what I was seeing. So Libra, I won't say I hope this resonated, because it was quite stressful and quite negative. I was feeling all the stress all the way through this. But yeah, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment if you'd like to. Thank you so much for watching.